Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, I accidentally mopped the floor with evil Lord Garamos. It did not help that I kind of looked at my notes wrong again. Apparently Garamos had 1200 HP, not 2400 like I thought. Well, that kind of worked out for Gobli and his friends because they wanted to kill him and steal his boss emblem. Because with the boss emblem, now Gobli and his friends can become the final boss. There's just one little problem. Right now, the heroes of this RPG world are on their way to the last dungeon to fight the final boss, and with Garamos dead, there's no longer a final boss, so we need to get to the end of the last dungeon and become the last boss before the heroes get there. Before I go there though, I need to upgrade my equipment because after all, it's the last dungeon, going to have the toughest enemies in the game, and I really want to make sure I'm prepared for that. So, who do I want to buy stuff for first? I got lots of money now. Let's see. Neko, what do you have? You got a Deadly Claw and Steel Claw, Power Amulet. I probably want to get you a better amulet than that. No wait, that is your best amulet. Never mind. Could do with a better claw though. Ooh, we got options here. So we got the Eagle Claw, which hits twice. Or the Bear Claw, which is stronger than the Eagle Claw, but only hits once. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Eagle Claw. I like the idea of getting in an extra hit. That'll replace his Steel Claw. And also, apparently I never sold his old one, so I should probably go ahead and do that. Oh, that's right, I found a replacement for the Steel Claw in a treasure chest in the previous dungeon, so I wouldn't have had the opportunity to sell it. As for Gobli, could get the battle armor, but I think I'm gonna put priority on the three-way dart for Mark, because that attacks all enemies. Yeah, that's gonna be what I go with. Get him one of those. Would be nice if I could get him two of those, but one will have to do. And that'll replace his war dart at the very least. Now, what else should I consider? Anything else for Gobli? Probably. Let me sell the old dart. It's not worth very much, but whatever. Master Cloak. Apparently that's the only other thing I can afford. What's the defense on it? 25? What does Mark have now? The Shadow Robe, which has a guard of 10. So I'll go ahead and buy him the Master Cloak. And that'll be the best I can do for the time being. I will be making another trip back here at some point. The final dungeon is kind of large, and I'll want to leave at some point to get some more upgrades. Alright, onward to the last dungeon. Oh wait, what's my health looking like? My health looks like it needs to be restored. I'll go ahead and do that. But in the cheaper town. I'm definitely disappointed that I was able to defeat evil Lord Garamos so easily, by the way. Had I known how much health he really had, I probably would have gone a little bit easier on him. I mean, he's practically the first real boss we fought in this game. Would have liked to have entertained you all with an actual fight. But Garamos kind of, yeah, he just stood there and died. I'll tell you what, thinking on it, that confusion spell that I keep complaining about is actually more useful than I give it credit for. Yeah, enemies will still sometimes attack you regardless of whether they're confused or not, but when they're confused, they don't use magic. There's also certain enemies that can attack multiple times, but when they're confused, they can only attack one time. So even if they're still attacking you, it could still be beneficial. Something to keep in mind as we go into this next dungeon, perhaps. And by next dungeon, I mean... dungeon. Well, it's the last dungeon, but I guess they didn't have enough room in the bubble for last. Buzz, buzz. Psst. Emblem. I feel a strong presence here. We may not be the only ones hoping to be the last boss. There must be many others who want the boss emblem. Yeah, we kind of noticed that at the start of the game. There were other characters talking about how they wish they could be a boss, and they're tired of being a weakling. Alright, so what we got here? We got... I timed that pretty good. We got ogres and jesters and zombies. The zombies by far have the most health, so probably not going to... Well, let's see here. Well, this is the first encounter here, and I don't know whether our level is very good, so... too bad Gobli doesn't have an attack all spell, but at the very least Mark does. He's got a new weapon that can attack all, but for now, let's go ahead and use this spell. Anvil. We haven't used that one yet, in fact we just learned it. Cat dash, yeah, go ahead and cat dash the zombie. Yep, definitely got plenty of health. Oh, I have severely overestimated how much health the ogres have. Well, we get to see the spell anyway. Alright, Jester is next. Having that extra attack from that one weapon is pretty nice. Still not dead. Not worth using any magic on him because he's not really hurting us much, but... Oh, there he goes. Level up for Neko. Ideally, Gobli and Neko will be both at level 20 before too long. Branching path. One of these has treasure, one of these is empty. This is the one with treasure. The other path is an identical room, but empty. So, Talisman. Is that his best? Yeah, that's his best piece of equipment there as far as defensive stuff. So, equip that, which means we can sell his other equipment when we get back to that shop. Oh yeah, we got anacondas here. Pretty sure these guys are poisonous. Okay, so Mark has a weapon that attacks all enemies, but he also has a weapon that attacks a single enemy, so we're still getting to choose what other enemy to attack here. Eventually we'll get to see what Mark's weapon that attacks everybody is like, as opposed to just targeting one. Yeah, we're getting lots of money and experience from this. Also, we got an herb. I should check that. What is an herb gonna do for us? I thought it was an herb. I didn't just imagine that, right? It said herb. Hello there, Maddie Reddita. Welcome to my stream. And, of course, welcome to the final dungeon. AKA the last dungeon. As I said, there was nothing in here, right? Right. So we'll just go ahead and quickly move onward. There's one other enemy here we have not seen yet. That's not the enemy. That's a first attack. You know what, though? These guys are going down pretty easily. I might as well go ahead and attack them now. Get the experience, because I do want to get Gobli and Neko up to level 20. That way I can get their last job class upgrade. Not that I necessarily need the upgrade, but it would be nice to have just for completion's sake. Forest herb times 3. Oh, that's what it was. Forest herb. Yeah, okay. And here, empty. And to the right over there is the direction we eventually need to go. Alright, everybody focus on the zombie real quick. Let's see Mark attack all again. I wasn't paying attention before. Oh, of course they're guarding. So yeah, that's basically what guarding is like. Hold on a sec. Do a little bit of that. Hopefully it's not a waste. No, it was a waste. Oh, there's a thing we haven't seen yet. Hiding. So when a monster is hiding, they are effectively dead as far as the battle mechanics are concerned. And if we win the fight before he comes out of hiding, we win. There's actually another enemy in the game that can hide, but we never gave it the chance. It's one of those ferrets from the soldier's home. Alright, to the right is the end of the dungeon, but I want to go this way. Once again, easy fight. I don't even need to use magic against these guys because they're going to go down pretty dang quickly. I suppose if I wanted to give myself an extra challenge, I would swap out the secondary weapons of these characters and equip some shields. But you know, I just like having the extra damage output. I take priority in taking enemies out fast over trying to reduce damage. Okay, this room. This room is interesting. My goal here is to get to that treasure chest. However, getting to it is going to be a trick. Where is it? Okay, normally I don't go this long without something like that happening. Usually you have an easier time actually hitting these light spots. Where is the treasure? There it is. Alright, I used a little bit of logic finding the treasure. I'll explain momentarily. First, we got the Frenzy Claw. Which is a new weapon for Neko. How does it compare to the Deadly Claw? It's weaker, but it does a double attack against a group. Oh, let's see here. Double attack against single or double attack against a group. This causes a lot less damage, but you know, I like the idea of the group. Gonna swap out the Deadly Claw. So, let's see here. Basically, there's a whole bunch of random stuff moving around this room, and if you step on one, it either lights the room or blows you up, effectively lighting the room like that. And the treasure chest, whenever it's not yet opened, tries to run away from you. So I decided to use a little bit of logic at the end there, go into the corner where I know it would be trying to cower, moved over to it and it was trying to run away likely, so I moved up and there it was. By the way, I've spoken before of how a couple of songs in RPG Maker, one of the notes gets stuck whenever the song loops. You probably noticed that that's happened with this song. It's kind of annoying. It's fixed itself at this point though, because it's actually supposed to be using that note, but half the song is kind of glitched. Alright. Oh, right. I was dealing with being blown up and stuff. I should probably do something about this. Actually, I probably could have done something about that in battle. I've yet to actually try out this heal spell in battle. Alright, we've reached the second half of the final dungeon where we are encountering new enemies, and they're not even trying to hide it. They flat out call this enemy Ep8. I mean, he's snowy instead of fiery, but... Alright, what's it like if we... Didn't it say we got the first strike? It said that, right? It wasn't just my imagination? Maybe it's a little bit of a glitch in RPG Maker. Maybe what's going on here is... Hold on a sec. Let's actually use this big ol' heal spell. Where is it? It was that one. Maybe what's happening is it's kind of like the confusion situation. Well, that's unfortunate. So, I'm basically going to say that, even though we had the first strike, these are enemies that can attack twice, and so what happened is they, in fact, still got one of their attacks in, because might have skipped their one attack, but they still were able to use their second attack. Okay, so, that was very, very unfortunate. Okay, so now I get to do all that all over again. Always fun. In which case, I'm probably going to try a little harder to actually kill these monsters fast so that we can make up for lost time. Or attempt to make up for lost time. So yeah, the final dungeon. Hardest dungeon in the game. The first half, not so much, but the second half, oi, those monsters are kind of difficult. You know, it's partly my fault. Oh, they're still not dead, huh? It's partly my fault because I don't normally go into the back half of the dungeon so quickly. Normally, at that point of the dungeon, I would go ahead and take my money and run. But I decided, for the sake of the stream, I would at least go ahead and get to the next story segment. And cap off the first episode break with that. Apparently that was a mistake. Oh, here's the gargoyles. The gargoyles are very dangerous. Like, super duper dangerous. Hold on a sec, wrong ones. So, going to use Cat Dash against the gargoyle, because here's the thing about the gargoyles. They self-destruct. It's not very likely because they don't actually have very much health. But if you happen to not be able to kill them before their turn comes up, they'll self-destruct. Basically, it's like Final Fantasy. However much health they have, that's how much damage you'll receive, and it targets the entire party. So, you don't want to go easy on them. You want to try to kill them in one turn. Thankfully, not a difficult task as you saw, but there is another enemy in this dungeon that self-destructs, and it has a lot more HP. I'm gonna have to be super careful when I encounter that. In the meantime, change of plans with this situation. I was going to try to get to the next story segment after getting that treasure, but clearly that's a bad idea. I want to retreat and get some better equipment first. Gotta work back up to level 20 again. Not that I made it there the first time, but now I'm even further from it again. Something like that. Oh, right. While I'm at it, I need to buy some blueberries. That is a thing that I hadn't considered. Here, Gobli, you're on healing duty for the time being. Taking a chance here. Oh, they also have Mega Smash. That's not cool. Actually, I think Mega Smash is one of the attacks that Evil Lord Garamos has. One of those attacks that he was never actually able to use. Okay, apparently I was, not as close to killing these guys as I thought. Or rather, they weren't able to go down with just physical attacks. Well, the good news is, even once they get below half health, they aren't guaranteed to blow themselves up. I should have been using more magic in this fight. Actually, scratch that. I should have bought a whole bunch of blueberries so that I could use some magic. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do in regards to, like, from an episode. Oh, I got it. Okay, I didn't get a chance to bring this up yet, but that is, oh my goodness, yes. That is a rare piece of equipment right there. Oh my goodness, this is so good. The strongest weapon in the game. And there's only a 5% chance that an enemy will drop it. And it's only specific enemies. The gargoyles, 5% chance. The jesters, 1% chance. Okay, yeah, I definitely want this. What hand will I have it replace? Because here's the thing about the Eerie Club. It's a cursed piece of equipment. Meaning, once Gobli equips it, he's not going to be able to unequip it. So I'm going to be smart here, planning ahead, and equip it on his second hand. And, you know what? I like that thing. I don't want to lose it. I'll just go ahead and do my retreat right now. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. The enemies along the way aren't going to be terribly tough, thankfully. Even if they try. Our evasion must be so good compared to their agility. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and retreat now. Save, heal, that sort of thing. More importantly, save. Did I mention save? Yeah, I'm gonna save. That is a really good weapon to have. Even if it only hits once, that is such a great attack. How much damage did that cause? Well, we can't find out now because that thing's dead. An escape spell, by the way, would be really nice right about now. An escape spell basically taking you back to the world map, wherever the most recent point you entered from. Also, revive is not going to be a useful spell. If only y'all had more magic. Which hand did I equip that on? I equipped that on the second hand, right? Thought for sure that meant that it would be affecting the second attack. Did I put it on the wrong hand? Darn it. I keep getting the hands mixed up. It's hard to figure out which hand goes first. Well, if that's the hand that attacks first, then I equipped it on the wrong hand. That's unfortunate. I guess characters attack with their left hand first. That is so weird considering it's listed second. That certainly throws me off. There's a reason why I really needed to make sure that that weapon hits second, which we'll go over as soon as I can get Gobli's other job class upgrade, but for the time being I can't do that. Need a couple more levels. Also gonna need to save, and also need to go on the first episode break. So I was kind of hoping, by the way, to get to the next story segment before this episode break, but you know, I died. So we'll get there.